well especially the men ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਉਂ exclude ਕਰਤਾ? Well, the reason is ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ladies ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਡੇ guests ਨੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਸੁਣੋਗੇ, you will feel so inspired and say, you know what, we made the right choice today for our show. With that, मैं आप साਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ introduce ਕਰਾਵਾਂਗੀ ਸਾਡੇ guests ਨਾਲ. Tejinder, Anu, Bindra, sat sri akal.
Sat sri akal.
It's nice to have you here with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Anjali Khosla, sat sri akal. How are you?
Thank you.
Well, to tell you a little about these wonderful ladies who are joining us today, their story is a little different. ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਲਾਈਫ ਅੰਦਰ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਸਿਚੁਏਸ਼ਨ ਫੇਸ ਕਰਨੇ ਆ ਔਰ ਕਦੀ ਹਾਰ ਕੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਓਕੇ ਦੈਟਸ ਇਟ, ਹੁਣ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਜਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਕੋਈ ਹੋਰ ਆ ਕੇ ਸਾਡਾ ਬਰਡਨ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਰ ਤੋਂ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਅੱਗੇ ਮੂਵ ਹੋਏ. ਬਟ ਥੀਸ ਵੂਮਨ ਡਿਡਨਟ ਡੂ ਦੈਟ. ਇਹ ਰੁਕੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀਗੇ ਕਿ ਕੋਈ ਆ ਕੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਅੱਗੇ ਖਿੱਚੇ ਜਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਆ ਕੇ ਕਹੇ ਚਲੋ ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕੁਝ ਕਰਨਾ. When these women faced the problem, they stood their grounds and they faced the situation and they moved forward. Personal life, family life, whatever it is, they took charge and they moved forward. I think that's inspirational. I look up to them for it, and I'm sure jado tusi sada show dekhoge pura, even you're going to say we made the right decision again. With that, Anjali, main aaj show ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰਨੀ ਆ. We'll talk a little about what you faced in your life. I know at your young age you've gone through a lot and you've handled it beautifully. Everyone we've spoken to and everyone who recommended you also spoke very highly of what you have done in your life. So you have 3 beautiful kids. Let's start with that. You have 3 wonderful kids.
Yes, I have a 19-year-old daughter. She's a special child. She's in a school upstate. She's got a form of autism. And my son is 15 plus and my little one is almost 13.
13
Another
years.
daughter. Yes.
Wow. So you've got a house full of teenagers.
Yes.
House full of teenagers.
Yes.
And I know with all of this going on, ਤੁਸੀਂ 3 teenagers ਦਾ ਖਿਆਲ ਰੱਖ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ, you're taking care of life. You recently also, ਕੁਝ ਸਾਲ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ, you lost your husband.
Yes, it's been 3 years now.
It's been 3 years now. And you know, at that point, this stage te aake, when you've got kids, you've got business, you've got everything going, women say, you know what, when something like this happens, ਜਿਸ ਦੀ ਸਿਚੁਏਸ਼ਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਲਾਈਫ ਅੰਦਰ prepared ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ. We don't know what's going to come our way. We plan everything, but then we get a curveball from God and it's like, where do I go from here? ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਿਚੁਏਸ਼ਨ ਆਈ ਹੈ. How did you feel? You weren't prepared for it. When it happened to you, what was the first instinct that took over?
Well, I was in India and I was visiting my parents, returning home, and it's a strange story, but I was catching a flight and I found out that my husband passed away. I was in the airport and my 2 younger children were with me, and I felt very numb at first, but then you know I looked at my kids and I realized that I can get emotional. I cannot think through my heart and you know start making emotional decisions, because whatever decisions I make, I have to live by them. So I wanted to be very practical, and just you know, just from there, my journey started, and I made all right decisions. And the first thing that I did was I caught that flight by myself with my kids.
Wow.
Got back to New York. Against a lot of people, did not want me to do that, but I knew I had to come here. The business was here, the children were there, and you know, and there was no choice.
There was no choice.
There was no choice. So that was the first big decision, catching that flight and getting back home.
Wow.
And then just taking charge from there.
You're a very strong woman, I must say, because a lot of people, काफ़ी ladies कहती हैं, you know what, अगर इस तरह दी situation है, मैं नहीं कुछ कर सकती, या 10 बंदे मेरे नाल हों ताई मैं कुछ करांगी. But from what I hear about you and what I've learned about you, you weren't one of those.
Well, you know, one of those people, when I'm in trouble, I just like to be on my own.
Yeah.
So this way I can put myself together, get the clarity, gives me better thinking power. And actually I was on that direct flight 14 hours and I did a lot of thinking, and a lot of answers came to me.
Good, good. Well, you know what? I'm glad you went through it. I'm not glad you went through it. I'm glad the decisions that you made pulled you through it. And it's nice to see that things worked out for you in a positive direction.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Anu, we'll talk to you about, I know you've gone through, my God, so many different things at different stages of your life.
I guess my story, I'd like to say, is a very common story. Loki usually, girls come, boys get married to girls in India, and my story is like a common story, a common girl. मैं थे आई अपने husband दे नाल. He has a very big family, a very nice, blessed family, and basically the first, ours is an arranged marriage, and when we came here, there were a lot of adjustments.
Of course.
I was very well educated. I was very independent. मैं कल्ली country which I studied in London, so I was all by myself. And my husband, when we first got married, there were a lot of differences. Because it was an arranged marriage, you don't know the other person.
Exactly.
And there is a lot of, it takes a lot to get into a family that big, as you know. So the first 6 months we fought like crazy. You know, like any normal, because it's like putting two different materials together and telling them to blend and trying to make something beautiful out of it. And like you said, there are certain people who give up. And I was in a place where I was saying, okay, I'm going to give up. But there was something that stopped me. And that was the love that we have for our parents. My husband loves his parents, and I love my parents. And it was like we never gave it a try.
Yeah.
We never gave our marriage an opportunity to grow. So we took a step back and we said, let's start as friends, And today we're blessed. I'm going to be married 10 years now, and we're blessed with wonderful twins. They're 5 years old, and it is actually a blessing. When you are faced with circumstances, the first thing I think we should do is regroup. We should go within and then ask for guidance from Vaheguru, and Vaheguru will guide you. And that's exactly what happened in my scenario.
I'm really glad that you see a story. Of course, ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਦੋਵਾਂ ਦੀ story ਬਹੁਤ different ਹੈ from each other, but I'm also glad ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਹੈ, you didn't give up, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਅੱਜਕੱਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖੋ ਕਾਫੀ young ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਤੋਂ ਵਿਆਹ ਕੇ ਆਉਂਦੀਆਂ ਹਨ, it's like, 6 months, a year, I can't deal with this, I'm going to mom's house or I'm done.
It's not just girls from India, it's even girls who have been in the same country. It doesn't matter, it's just that, I don't know, I think
the expectations sometimes,
it's too much.
Expectations ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੂਜੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਕੋਲੋਂ ਵੀ ਕਾਫੀ different expect ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ, and out of the relationship you're expecting ਕਿ overnight it's going to work, and sometimes
that the other person is going to read your mind.
Exactly.
If you want water, the other person is going to read your mind and the water is going to appear. It's not like that. I think marriage is a everyday work, every thought work, and with every thought you build up a beautiful bouquet.
Great. That's really inspirational. Thank you. Now we'll take a short break. ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਛੋਟਾ ਜਿਹਾ break ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ, and then we're going to talk about things that different situations, ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ life ਨੇ motivate ਕੀਤਾ, and what was your guiding light ਜਿਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ you overcame your situations in life. So stay tuned. ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਛੋਟਾ ਜਿਹਾ break ਲੈ ਕੇ ਹੁਣੇ ਹੀ ਵਾਪਸ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ.